She finished #1 in the country, doing $2.213 million. And she works primarily in Costco's.
You need to shop their cart. Like if they've got a lot of alkaline water in their cart, that might mean they're interested in having a purified water and alkaline filter.
Shop their cart. I love that.
Oh, you have to initiate.
If anybody that is a salesperson, they think they get hit with rejection, probably about 50% of the time. You get hit with a sea of rejection.
You're thinking thousands of people, I would guess. I'm just wanting a handful.
Susan is getting rejected maybe 249 out of 250 times.
Oh, more than that.
1 out of 1,000. How do you prevent yourself from taking rejection personally? Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Wisdom of Wrench podcast. Today, we've got a great GOAT episode where we've got a special person that's joining us in the area of LG set lead revenue. She's a lead generator out of Collins in Phoenix, Arizona, and she works primarily in Costco's. So her job, and we're going to hear from her in just a second, her job is to generate appointments that salespeople go on when they're getting clients happily involved in new heating and cooling systems. Mm-hmm. She finished #1 in the country, doing $2.213 million. Let me say that again. Generated just over $2.2 million in revenue from the leads that she generated. Incredible. And she's here to visit with us today. So, before we introduce our guest, I want to make sure everybody knows we've got Andrew in the house. Andrew Zaragoza is here, and he'll be giving us his perspective.
Yeah.
Nice to have you here,
Thank
Andrew.
you so much, Kevin. Yeah, I'm really, really interested in diving into today's conversation, just because from the outsider's perspective, Susan is a superwoman from what she's able to accomplish from just the whole scenario that she's in. Yeah. I cannot wait to dive in.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. I'd like to welcome Susan Haws. Susan, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. It's great to have you, and congratulations on your accomplishment in achieving just phenomenal results in the role that you're in at Collins. And let's get right into it and just kind of understand, a little bit about your background, a little bit about how you got working at Collins. What were the key things that help you today in your role as a lead generator in Costco?
My background, I started out of college in therapeutic recreation and gerontology, and I've worked in other areas of health, and I've done a variety of different things that led me here. You don't need my whole resume, I'm sure. And I've owned my own business, and I've done door-to-door canvassing, and I've just a little bit of that, but I think that probably is what might have had Leslie think that I might do all right for the job. I've done phone sales, and I've done phone insurance claims and things.
It sounds like you've done a lot of the jobs, door to door, phone sales, lead generation. Those are all tough. They're tough, Susan. Tough. Are they tough though compared to running your own business? Because I know you had your own business for about 5 years. You were telling me.
Yeah, I enjoyed having my own business. COVID was a little rough, but so I sold it. But every job has its challenges and its rewards, right? And some then use to apply those principles to other jobs that you have. So I hope that I have learned things on my jobs that I then apply here.
Well, when you do $2.2 million in revenue, something's going right. By generating that type of revenue through the folks that are just passing you by at Costco, right?
Right, right. You want to encourage people to think about what their home improvement needs are, because these are things that are necessary for all of us to have a quality life, right? And
Uh-huh.
so you want to be there and offer it and know that they have this as a choice, because some people come by and say to you, "Oh, I wish I'd known Costco sold this." And I'm thinking, we're here every day. You
Mm,
uh,
mm,
but unless you catch their attention, their minds are elsewhere, right?
mhm.
They're thinking about their to-do lists, what they got to get done, their child crying in the cart if they need to go out or whatever it is, right? And so we want to focus them on upcoming needs so that they can get them taken care of before it's an emergency, or to let them know if they have an emergency, they can come back in, because we get those people that show up and say, "Hey, my AC went out, help me out." And some it's just because they've heard you before, and some it's because they've had our equipment in our service before, so they know to come back.
Yes.
But a lot of them, it's just that they remember that you call out to people, right? And so they then know to come back in. So we
So let's
wanna
back up for a
they
second. Let me
know.
back up. Let me ask you a question. Just so everybody understands. That's okay. No, you are generating appointments
Correct.
for heating and cooling, HVAC equipment,
Mhm.
and what else?
Water softening purification. You know
Water softening purification. So those are the two different products
Correct.
that you're generating leads for out of Costco, that then a salesperson goes and runs from Collins, closes the deal, and God bless Susan, right? There's money there for the salesperson, the client's happy, there's money there for the company, and there's money there for Susan, right? I mean,
Right,
what a great country we live in.
right, we're all a team, and if we don't work together, you know.
And that's fantastic. And so tell me a little bit about so you, when you are, where are you in the store at Costco? Let me ask that question.
Okay, so, generally, I'm on where they call the fence line, which is as
That's fine.
people are exiting,
Okay.
which is, over by the, food court and the membership. And
Okay.
in different Costcos, it's arranged a little differently,
Okay.
but it's as they're exiting.
Okay.
We do, road shows inside the store as well.
Road shows, which means you'll set up a kiosk in a different part of the store.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And so, I'm, you're in Costco how many hours a day? Just so I understand.
About 8.
About 8 hours a day. And you're you're seeing a lot of folks pass by you, and tell me what are you looking for? What are some of the indicators that are the key things that you're looking to identify with the client? You mentioned something
Well,
before we got started
I
about
want to catch their eye if I can,
you want to catch their eye. Okay.
Right. Because if you can catch their eye, then you've got a moment for attention. I try and look at, when I was hired, Les told me you need to shop their cart and look at things, in their cart that might, like if they've got a lot of alkaline water in their cart, that might mean they're interested in having purified water and alkaline filter. Um,
Genius.
to see whether
God
they
bless. God bless Leslie, huh? What a
right.
great concept. Shop their cart. I love that.
Yeah. And you want to catch something that is friendly that would catch their attention if you could, you know.
Mhm.
I try to always, and all of us do, thank the veterans for their service. I tend to comment on people, kids and babies, um, and their plants and their gardening things in their carts. Uh,
Mhm.
things they have to be honest things. Like if I see dog treats that I know my dogs love, I'm like, oh, my dogs love those.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
yeah, their dogs love those too, right? And sometimes you can get a conversation going. Sometimes people approach you and tell you, hey, I am a happy Collins customer. They took such good care of me and whatever about the HVAC. Then you can ask them about the water or vice
Mm.
versa. And sometimes they will say, I'm not quite ready yet, or no, you took care of me for both. But you have that opportunity. They're already happy about one service, offer the second, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm. Yeah, and so you've got your shirt on. You're wearing a Collins shirt. You were telling me that you have HVAC equipment, but there's no association with specifically Collins on the wall or on the kiosk, right? It's really just your
right.
T-shirt. That
Correct. Because it's Costco's program.
It's Costco's program, right? Okay, so the key is to make sure that you're always in uniform, always representing Collins, etc.
Right. Now, we aren't required to wear the uniform shirt, but I find it does help when people are asked because um, Costco uses other uh, contractors in other areas of the valley and such.
Well, listen, all other lead generators out there, this is the person that's doing 2.2 million, right? She's telling us that you want to wear the T-shirt, right? Anytime you can. That makes absolute sense when you're talking about that client that comes to you and says, hey, we used Collins, they were great. Or, hey, we had a challenge with Collins. Great. Let me get on the phone and get you some help because I know you're going to do that as well.
Correct. That happens too, but we
Yeah.
have a really great um, reputation. And so I don't get a lot of those, but if I do, then I um, offer to uh, connect them either right then or have the office call them,
Which
either
is huge, which is a tremendous service.
because we want everybody to be happy, right?
100%. Yes.
Yeah, I had a fun question for you because if my wife and I are within like, I don't know, like 2 blocks of a Costco, we're gonna spend about $200 just by being there. So you're there every day. How are you not just shopping every single time you walk into Costco?
I'll try and do my shopping after I'm done work. And
Okay, got it.
I'll
I'll have to keep that in mind, but I do genuinely have an actual question but that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, "Dude, we have one right here," and I'm like, "It's so hard for me to just drive right past it." But anyway, not to be rude, but when I see that fence line and I see the row of people that are obviously trying to get me to purchase something, then I do my hardest to just like ignore everyone. There is some times where people will, say hello, and I'm always like, I'm nice and I say hello, hope that they're having a great day, that sort of thing. But there are people that will jump out at me and just ask me about my system, my shutters or my drain, like whatever it is. And it's like, dude, like I don't want to talk to you right now. So are you ever breaking the ice talking specifically about like HVAC or the water softener system, or is it always shopping the cart?
oh, no, I you have to initiate talking to them. If people are, backed up and anxious about getting out, then I try to speak to the whole group and give overall information, and then I try and look at each one that I can get to make eye contact with me. How's your heating and cooling? How's your water softening, purification? You know, do you need cleaner, better water? How's your HVAC system doing? Just something quick like, stay cool with Costco this summer, just something quick to kind of catch, it's nice when people say thank you, no, or no thank you, or not today, except not today sometimes makes you want to say, but what about in the next 6 months,
Yeah.
and I give you a flyer, where no means no, right? But
Uh-huh.
but yeah, I definitely, if I didn't initiate conversations, and I I know how it is for going through because I've only been doing this a year, so I know how it is to go through Costco and everybody's trying to sell you something. When I go to the back of the store, the um, phone people and all of them are trying to sell to me too, right? It, it's but we know that's what everybody's jobs for. We just want to be friendly and let you know what services are available. And if you do, now's a good time to act because there's promotions going on, savings that you could get through Costco that you can't get elsewhere. And live in a friendly fashion, I hope.
Yeah, I just feel like it's such a difficult situation to just thrive in. Because I mean, this is also from me. Like, I would be so nervous and uncomfortable talking to a complete stranger about potentially purchasing or scheduling something for later. Um, and then you just said something that just blew my mind, where she said she's been doing it about a year. Oh, I wanted to ask, like, how long did it take for you to actually feel confident and comfortable with speaking to people that are trying to get out of Costco? But it's only been a year. So, like, when did it start to click for you? Because I think that's freaking miraculous that you're doing so much in such a little bit of time. So, when did things start to feel a little bit more comfortable for you inside of a Costco?
Well, every day's difficult, right?
Mhm.
No. Every day's a new challenge, every day's a new difficulty, but, you just do what you need to do. I don't know
Fish that
when I
sees
can
water,
remember.
ladies and gentlemen. Susan is officially a fish that doesn't see water. She has
Oh,
no idea how phenomenal she is in the grand scheme of things, number one inside of Olive Wrench at lead generation inside Costco. by a huge margin, by like $600,000, Susan. That's how far ahead you are of second place. You
Well,
are a fish that doesn't see water.
I've got great people that I work with, and they're awesome too, and I try and learn from them. I can't, you know, have the humor that some have, and I can't but I try and adapt as best I can to learn from everybody that's on the team, they're all great.
Incredibly humble. Incredibly humble.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I do, I think we all do, and when I talk with other people on the team, we're all just trying to do our best, right?
Yep,
'Cause
for sure.
the
But there are those that rise above. There are those that elevate above. And clearly you're one of those people. And so I have to it has to be geared around that you initiate conversation.
well,
Because
yeah,
I know
you have
me.
to initiate conversation. The people that come to you, I mean, that's just a blessing, right?
Mhm.
It's just wonderful. But sometimes the people that come to you um, are ineligible.
Mhm.
Uh, they want something for out of the delivery area, out of the state, um, or they're a renter in an apartment, and
I'm
that
familiar with this lead generation. I'm familiar with it inside Costco. I've always believed, though, that the people that come to you, it's actually the work of the devil. Those that come to you, it is the work of the devil because it gets the lead generator to think that, oh, okay, I can just stand here and people will come to me. So
well,
that person that comes to you, I think is the work of the devil because it stops you from doing what is critically needed, which is just initiating.
oh, you have to initiate. I mean, I do because people don't turn. I get people that go past and they're all the way down to windows and doors or beyond, and then oh yeah, let's and they turn around. Or there was this one guy that he was like he didn't want a flyer even, and I like just take the flyer because by what the things he said, I could tell he was most likely gonna need our services, and so he reluctantly took a flyer, and the next morning about 8 a.m. I got a call, and he said, I was getting ready for work, and he said that he needed an appointment for an HVAC system, and he reminded me who he was and stuff, and anytime that I mean, I don't actually recognize him, but he recognizes me and thanks me every time I'm in that Costco and such, and reminds me who he is because he needed it. It hoped that he wouldn't, And very next day, called. Now that doesn't happen very often. That's once in a blue moon, but you know.
Yes. That's the one you're talking about, the one that takes the document from you and
I
calls you
chased
the
him
next day.
down.
Yeah. Yeah, you chased him down. Yeah, I would almost put him in the work of the devil category. Because if I think that people are gonna call me back when I give them a flyer because that one guy did, again, I think that's the work of the devil. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
oh,
Like, it's
very
never.
rare,
What's that?
very rare.
Very rare. Exactly. But I think sometimes lead generators can think, that one worked 6 months ago where I gave them a document and it prevents them from doing what they need to be doing, which is getting out there and initiating, getting out there and reminding things that you said, like your job is to make people aware of their home improvement situation. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah, because they're thinking about other things and they're just thinking about getting out of the store. But
Like Andrew, he's wanting to get out of the store, right?
Yeah, no, I'm like, okay, we just spent, it's like $500 on just food. And then we have all, the rest of our bills. Yeah. Home improvement at that time is definitely not a top thing of mine. And even if it is a top priority in that moment, I am not in the mode of even just thinking about it.
right, but you'd miss out on a lot of savings. And so it's my job to let you know the savings you could have and be proactive rather than waiting till your system dies. And if you do say that you're going to wait until your system dies, to give you some indication of where you should come when it does die, if you're that determined, right? So that's what I'm there to do. I'm there to make you aware and remind you that summer's coming, and it'd be really wise to replace your system now while there's savings on the table that you could be leaving.
Okay.
So I don't want to say any curse words, but I'm back here thinking like, oh, my jaw's on the floor because I did not expect you to just hit me with that right then and there. But I just saw the genius that is Susan. Like, that was great. That was so good. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm there for, right? I'm there to be the voice of Colin's comfort and say, these are our services. This is what Costco can save you if you need these systems. And I also feel it's my job to congratulate the people that tell me, I replaced it with you guys a month ago. I replaced it with you guys 2 years ago. So I want people that are in line going out to hear that I don't just harp on people, that they know that I congratulate those that are going to have peace of mind for years to come, right?
That you're a human just like me and Andrew.
Right.
We all
supper.
and we're all busy. You're busy. My guess is you walk right by those people at is it called the fence or the wall? What was it called?
They call it the fence.
The fence at the Costco fence. So my guess is Susan walks by the fence too, right?
Well, you have to, right? But, now I know the other people that are there and I say hi and visit if I'm just shopping. So not visit to take their time, but just, be pleasant.
So Susan, there's so much that salespeople in general can learn from you. I'm sure that if anybody at Collins that's selling equipment, going out in HVAC equipment or water equipment, or anybody in any of our other stores like Parker or companies or Service Champions or Red Cap, whatever. If anybody that is a salesperson, a couple things come to mind. They think they get hit with rejection, which they get hit with rejection probably about 50% of the time, Susan. You get hit with a sea of rejection.
So,
You get hit with a sea of rejection.
well, yeah, you're thinking thousands of people, I would guess. I would have to ask Costco, go through every day. I'm just wanting a handful of people each day that I can get.
Yeah.
I have a goal each day, but I get as many as are available that I can help out, right? Because we're providing a service and I want them to know that we do quality service and that we treat our customers well, and that we've got over 10,000 five-star reviews, and we've been with Costco for 17 years. I want them to know those things, before they leave my kiosk, if I possibly can.
Well, it's so apparent that you believe in Collins, just with everything you just said. So I think those are some of the big things you believe. You believe that Collins does great work. They're going to take care of clients. We talked earlier about, hey, I want to congratulate that person that had a job installed by Collins. If they've also had a challenge, I want to handle it for them right now. So you're part of that team that is making Collins great, it sounds like, for 17 years in Costco specifically.
Right. I think that's what we're all there to do. And if we don't reflect well on Collins, Costco's not going to want us there. And that's a prime location of pairing up with another company that has a great reputation to build together that team and providing that service together. So I always try and do my best to reflect well on the company.
So let's stay on that sea of rejection, okay?
Oh, there's a
Because
lot
it
of
really
that.
is a sea, an entire ocean of rejection that you face
Every day.
every day. This is a message for that salesperson that gets rejected 1 out of 2 times, 50% of the time, okay? Susan is getting rejected, I don't know, maybe 249 out of 250 times.
Oh, more than that.
So 1 out of 1,000, maybe are you like 1,000 people go by.
Depends on how many people come through Costco a day, but
So you're looking for 4 or 5.
I'm looking for a handful
Yeah.
of people out of those thousands of people that come through Costco.
So let's just say that today was 5,000. Okay? All right? So you got rejected 900, no, I'm sorry. You got one appointment but had to get rejected 999 times, or you had to have 999 people pass you by. Andrew probably flipped you off when he walked by. But this is it. Like, how do you prevent yourself from taking rejection personally?
Well, my trainer, Julie, when she was training me, said you need to think. I don't remember her exact words, so if she sees this, but the concept was that you need to think happy thoughts about the people that come by, right? People, and they need to be genuinely happy thoughts.
Uh-huh.
So if you have a rough one, you just try and let it go and such. And I try and have a happy thought that's just about me and my life and good things in my brain. And
so it's having happy thoughts even as the Andrews pass by you. You're wishing them well. You're wishing them, and it sounds to me like you're genuinely wishing them well. You're sincerely wishing them well.
Wish them well. The few that you don't genuinely wish well, they can feel it. I don't know how, but they can.
Yeah. For sure.
And just like you can feel that sort of thing. But you have to have a happy thought. And people that have come by that have told me that they did this for a living before and have since retired and stuff, they always say you got to smile and that you've got to be happy. And
How do you keep yourself up? How do you keep yourself up?
Well, sometimes I have like little audiobooks on my headset in quiet, I can't even always hear the words really, but it it helps me,
Yes.
things that are happy, things, just that are familiar. Um, but you can do that without having, you know, uh, an earbud in too, but you have to pick a happy thought and, and, and have
Because
that
what you're
more.
doing is truly remarkable. I couldn't do it.
I'm sorry, I'm
I
not in there.
Susan, I couldn't do it.
It's
I
like a
couldn't do it.
little bonus. If you're a Harry Potter person, you got to pick a little Patronus here for
Yes.
that happy thought of the day.
Well, another thing I think, Susan, that I'm getting from this, that I've heard my whole career and have seen it, is sales is a numbers game.
You got to you got to realize that you're only going for a handful, and that a lot of the ones that are potential, some of them aren't ready today, which drives you nuts because they're not ready and they already told you that they got a 20-year-old machine and they say they aren't going to replace it for 2 more years. And it's like, please just take my number. What if it goes out in July? You know,
Yeah.
but
What a
but
wonderful thing, though, that you're there to remind, you're there to make people aware. You said something earlier, and I want to go back and touch on it. I call it now. I've now coined this Susan's 3 S's. Okay, here it is. Ready? Make sure they know what services we offer. Make sure they know that summer is coming. And make sure they're aware of the savings that are available. So that's what I'm taking as my Susan's 3 S's.
okay.
It's fantastic. I don't even know if you said it, but you were answering Andrew's question. Remember when Andrew was like, "Hey, I'm walking out," and you immediately went into roll, and those are the things that you said. Now, I just want to make sure you're aware of the services that we offer and the savings that you can receive. And oh, by the way, summer is coming.
Right.
Summer is coming.
Well, because they got to remember there is a need, and just because today's pretty doesn't mean. I mean, it's already getting hot here.
Yeah, it really is. It's a beautiful thing, right? Summer is coming. So even maybe today you'll get 6 because I know you're going out on the floor as soon as we're done, right? Are you going to be on the floor today when we're done?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh, I love it. I mean, why not, right? Right? Why not? And you made it to the GOAT Awards again, finishing number 1 in your category. So okay, so tell me how you jump out in front. Like what are some of the indicators? What's the conversation like when you get an Andrew that he finally stops by and he's showing a little bit of an interest?
Well, if I'm pitching both, I want to find out, is he interested in the HVAC or the water or both? And um, then I go over that I set the appointment. I go over how I try and get a feel for how much he's wanting to know. Because some people don't want to know anything. They just want to set the appointment. Some people want to know everything and then think about it. And if they're the everything ones, I go over, I go over the savings, right? And then I go over how the appointment will go. And
And tell me how the appointment will go. Explain that to me, just so I understand. I'm kind of Andrew.
So, yeah, if he's interested in water, I talk to him about, and I like that I have a little flyer to show because some people are more
Visual.
and they want to take a picture for their spouse or something. Or analyze later. Sorry to read that. And the why Costco chose these brands with the water, then that'd be the Echo brand, and give a free water test. They do a walkthrough, a plumbing assessment to see what will work for your house, and ask you your preferences. Do you want alkaline water to the tap? Do you want an extra spigot by the garage for washing your car so you don't get spots? Whatever your preferences are and how much water usage you have. And sometimes they go into a little more detail than others, but that we're going to come out, talk to them about the warranties and guarantees and why Costco chose Echo Water. Give them a complimentary water test, take measurements, check for their water loop, ask about their water preferences. Do they want alkaline water? Do they want they could buy the garage for washing off their car, not to get spots? What sort of machine they would like to have?
And these are all the things the salesperson's going to go over with them at the house. You're just giving them information for that person that wants it.
I'm just telling them this is how your sales, because a lot of times they're like, how come it's going to take so long?
Right. And what's so long? How long do you tell them it's going to take?
An hour to an hour and a half.
Okay. So 60 to 90 minutes. Okay.
An hour.
Uh-huh. That's great.
And then like with the HVAC, tell them that they are going to do a heat load, that they're going to take measurements. They're going to talk to them then about sizes and stages and speeds and SEER ratings, and let them know which things will work for their house and the pluses for those and what the prices are so that they can choose. And I want to make sure that I tell them about the current promotions so that they know that, because that way they're already looking forward to saving, and they can save more with Costco that they could elsewhere, so that they will feel comfortable with that.
And then do you ask a closing question then?
Well, I get their name, address, phone number, and membership number, and pick a date and time. And
You're booking it right there.
and then I try to end with that we've been with Costco over 17 years. We've got over 10,000 5-star reviews. We will take good care of your family.
That's great. So you solidify it. Any buyer's remorse they might have after you've locked down the appointment by reassuring them that they're doing business with somebody that's been in Costco for 17 years. That's great. Okay, but you're booking the appointment right then and there. Like you've got the calendar, you know what's available.
Yes.
Genius. Great. Okay. That's important. Okay. And then do you have any communication with the salesperson?
I try and put in information that I think is significant in either WinGen or in Teams, and ask it to be relayed to them. But otherwise, so I hope that I communicate the things that will be most helpful. Sometimes I'm like, well, that's pretty straightforward. There's nothing I need to to say that'd be out of the ordinary, but like if anything that they want to check and see if we have a veterans discount or something like that, or if only the wife's going to be home and she doesn't want to be asked about why husband won't be there too.
That's something you're going to put into Teams.
Yeah.
And are you going to send that to Leslie or so she relays that to them?
I send it into Teams, and then the people that book the appointments back at the office, there's a team of people there. They're all great. And then they take it from there.
Got it.
So I don't.
And then do you track your appointments and when they're going to run and find out what the status was, et cetera?
I find out from Leslie or Danica what the status is. I found that in Wingen, it's not very reliable when you check on the status. Sometimes it'll change back and forth. And so I don't do that. I try and just keep my fingers crossed, say my prayers in the hope that they sell. Because at that point, there isn't a lot I can do about it, right?
Mm-hmm. And clearly, that's happening a lot. That's happening a lot.
You know, so I'm just hoping that they sell and that the sales team can do. I'm sure I should be better about watching it, but I try and control the things that I can control.
Which is clearly your attitude, being happy, being genuine happy for people. Even when they're rejecting you, like Andrew, even when they're rejecting you, God bless them. Yes. I want to go back. I want to talk to you about something that I learned in sales. And it's right in line with the fact that sales is a numbers game, right? You know, in the example that we said, you got 5,000 people walking by you. You're looking to get 5, right? So you had to get rejected 4,995 times. People either rejected you, snubbed you, turned away from you, whatever it was, avoided you. There's an old saying in sales, which is he or she who gets the most no's wins.
Well,
and a true salesperson understands that.
I try and catch as many people's eye as I can. I try and catch as many people's ears as I can. I can't get everybody, but I try to get everybody.
Yeah, because it's like, thank you for giving me another no, because I'm now closer to a yes.
Right.
It's those type of mind games, I think. Thank you for that no. Thank you for that no. Thank you for that no, because you've just gotten me. And that's, to me, where I think it helps with being genuine. You're like, hey, you really just helped me get closer to a yes because you gave me another no.
Right. Because you need to find the people that need the service. Because if they just replaced it, they don't need the service. So now I know you aren't the one I want to talk to. So
well, thank you. So thank you for that. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
You got to be grateful for the people who are just pleasant and smile and say hi and, you know.
Because they're probably coming back next week.
Exactly. And what if they need this service next week and they didn't need it now? And if they think that you're not approachable or friendly or whatever, then they're not going to want to use you next week, right?
That's right. But if you're nice and you're friendly and you're Susan-esque, I'm coming back to you.
Right. And if they don't come back to me, they'll come back to one of my teammates, right? Because they're going to be there if I'm not there.
Right, because you're rotating stores, it sounds like. Out of a normal week, how many stores are you going to? Are you going to 2? Are you going to 5?
It varies. Sometimes I go to 2, 3, and sometimes I go to 5. It depends. It's
And
wherever
5 could be 5 different stores, 5 different days.
it could be and has been, and sometimes it's just 2, 3 stores in a week.
Okay.
So
Okay.
wherever they wanna put me, I try and be flexible.
Yeah. Well, Susan, I got a lot out of this, okay?
Oh, I hope
I got
so
a
because
lot.
I'm not sure I
I
have
really did, and I just wanna kinda recap all the notes I took because I think there's a lot here for our viewers, and our audience. Number 1, I got make sure and thank you, Leslie, for this because I think you said it was Leslie. I know you
yeah,
also said you were trained by Julie, which was shop
right.
their cart, right?
Leslie said about shopping their cart. I mean, if they got dog food and gardening stuff in there, they most likely have a house.
Genius. And you also mentioned look for alkaline water.
Oh,
They're a
yeah,
perfect candidate. Look for if they're buying alkaline water, they're a perfect candidate because they believe in that type of water and you can put it in their home for a lot less than what they're paying those water bottles for those water bottles.
exactly. Now, some of those people, say they wish as they go by because they're renters. But
Yep.
you if they tell you they're a renter, then you know they're not available, but in the future, when they buy a house, they might be. So I try and endorse that and say, "But you know where to come."
I love it. So the second thing I took is so number 1 is shop their cart. Number
Mm.
2 is you have to initiate.
Oh, yeah. You have
If
to.
you wait, if you wait for people to come to you, like that one person did 6 months ago, which was the work of the devil, we're in trouble. That one person that came to you, you have to initiate the conversation. You have to be persistent.
Oh, yeah.
Your job, you have to make people aware of their home improvement situation and do it by using what I call Susan's 3 S's. Tell them about their services, tell them summer's coming, and tell them about the savings. We also talked about sea of rejection or the ocean of rejection and genuinely being happy for those people that tell you no because sales is a numbers game. He or she who gets the most no's wins. Every no you get gets you closer to a yes. So be genuinely happy when people reject you because they've actually done you a favor.
Mhm.
They've actually got you closer to a yes. Those are big 3, Susan. Shop the cart, initiate, and keep going even when you're rejected. Keep initiating. Susan, this was great.
Well,
It's no wonder you did 2.2 million. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you for all that you do for Wrench. Thank you for all you do for being the example to other lead generators. This will be posted, and all lead generators inside of Wrench must see this, will see this, because they're going to get a lot from it, Susan. So thank you.
well, thank you. I have a great team that I work with, and I learn from each of them every day. They're, you know, they all teach me. I ask Frank, how does he do this? I ask Corinne, how does she do this? I ask Curtis, I ask all of them. So,
Well, you certainly are a believer in team, and your results show that you're the leader of the team. So congratulations for that. Congratulations for being number one in the country. I know you're humble. I'm giving it to you though. Thank you. And we'll see you in San Diego.
Thank you.
And you said this was your first year doing this. So it's your first year. So obviously there's many more like this coming in the future.
Thank you.
And I'm a person that always believes in making your future bigger than your past, Susan. So thank you. And here's to a bigger future.